Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hajj, a prophet of the Levites, representing the Book of the Seven Thunders, and a priest of the Abrahamic Covenant. This is a critique of the NOI Sunday broadcast for 11/20/22. The topic is titled Farrakahn The Pretender. We're going to get started immediately with the primary speaker, the speaker for this Sunday, Daniel Muhammad, was speaking this topic. So let's get right into it. They're saying Farrakahn the Defender or Defender. Well, we're going, to prove other than that, he's been a pretender, a coward, a liar, a demon, and has been using the messenger's name for a soundbite and a hook, and has led our people astray. And let us get right into it. Everything that they shared pretty much is a lie. They contradict themselves right after sharing something. They totally go and contradict themselves. So let us get right into it. Let us give the critique and give you the truth of what's taking place today, because they do not know what's taking place, and they are liars and deceivers, demons.
Verses 13 and 14, it says, "And he said unto Abram," this is God talking to Abram. He says, "Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance." So these so-called Jews point to this scripture, and they say, hey, that's talking about us. We've been in bondage. Listen to what they're saying. We've been in bondage in Egypt, and we were slaves for 400 years, and we are the chosen people of God. And since God in this verse promised our ancestors substance, we need some land, we need some riches, we need your wallet, and we need whatever else you got, because we are the chosen people of God. And if you
shared it 2 times. Now, here Daniel Muhammad is saying that, the Jews wanted land, they wanted all these things. However, the Jews were, prior to 1948, the Jews were labeled by the other Caucasian as Christ killers. They were being killed in the concentration camps over in Germany. No one was helping them. No one helped them. So this narration changed after Master Farad Muhammad raised the messenger, and the messenger started teaching an interpretation that was not given to us by the slave master, sharing with us that we're the true seed of Abraham, that we're living out Exodus, and that we are the true Jews. Let's say it like that. Or we are the tribe of Shabazz and the Levites tribe. Or so what is taking place here is they always want to read. This is we go through this all the time with the NOI, because they don't want to read the scriptures because they can't read the scriptures all the way through because of their ties and their who they're tied with. They can't tell you or read the whole scripture. So, but we gonna read the whole scripture no matter what. We go through this time again. They refuse to read the whole Abrahamic covenant. So let us do that. I'm gonna go straight to that. Here we are. Make no difference. Let me remove this. I'm gonna remove. Hit this so we don't. All right. They read. Let us just read the Abraham Covenant, Genesis, the 15th chapter. We're going to start at the second. He read the 13th and 14th verse. We're going to read the whole thing. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards they shall come out with great substance. But thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. And in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again. For the iniquities of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a flaming torch that passed between these pieces. And that day God made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Now, so they still refuse to read the whole Abrahamic covenant because they want you to think that we're staying here. They're demons. They don't want you to know that we have God promised us the land from the um, river of Egypt until the great river, the river Euphrates. And in that fourth generation, which we're in that fourth generation, that we should come out or return hither again. Hither, we should go back to the land from which we came from. So, in that, they can't share with us that we have the covenant entitles what we're going to go through, where we're going to be taken to into this strange land, and what we will go through, this horror, affliction, how long that we will be there, and we will be brought out to return back to our land, that Allah, God, has made a covenant with Abraham about this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. Now, why do they insist not to read the Abrahamic covenant? Why do they insist not to tell you about the land? Because the pretender is still lining his pockets. This is what feeds them. This is why they pray with their open enemies. The messenger never allowed Sunnis, Muslims, into the temple. However, they worship Prophet Muhammad. They go and pray Friday Jummah at Muhammad's temples. They pray with the Sunnis, their open enemy. The Sunnis don't respect Master Farrakhan Muhammad. The Sunnis don't respect the messenger. They denounce it. They don't have nothing to do with the messenger and Master Farrakhan Muhammad. However, they pray with him. But they once share the whole covenant, because they have to tell you of the land that is ours, that the Sunnis, or the house of Saudi Arabia, is sitting on our land. Now, they can't say that. So that's another way that you know that they're padding their pockets. They can't speak the truth. Nothing that they say is the truth. The truth don't come out their mouth. Consistent lies, 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 lies. Now, let us move on to the next thing. While, they're sharing one thing and another, they love Jews. Let us continue. We're going to keep utilizing the things that they're saying, and I'm not even going to go in, to speak. I'm going to let them do a lot of their own. Just let the tape roll and critique exactly what they're saying, and just point the lies out to you. And where you can judge, you just point out the lies and let you see how they lie about everything, how they refuse to give you the absolute truth. And this, brothers and sisters, is we do this all the time. Every time they even utter a part of the Abrahamic covenant, we read the whole covenant all the way through for you to hear what they refuse. And I mean, they refuse to read you the covenant verbatim all the way through. So let us go to our next part.
Let no one deceive you by any means. For that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. And the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. What is this talking about? This is referring to the time of the end of this world. The end of this world will not come until a man comes and exposes and uncovers Satan. And when he exposes and uncovers Satan, you are going to have a falling away. On one side, you will have those who hear the truth. They are responding to the truth. They are enlightened by the truth, and they will fall away from Satan and come on the side of God and righteousness. But at the same time, you will also...
All right. Now, taking the exact words from Daniel Muhammad's lying mouth once again, showing you, brothers and sisters, how they continuously try to sit in your face and change the scriptures. Brothers and sisters, they're playing with your mind. They're saying anything they want to say, trying to keep you away from the truth. So, we'll get into that the next. However, he said, this is the scripture that he read, and this is how it reads, and then I'm going to show you exactly, we're going to go over what he said. It said, let no one, brothers and sisters, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. The falling away comes first. And the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. The man of sin and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God and that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Now, let us, before we go into and before I explain what the scripture is sharing, Daniel Muhammad says that this is explaining the end of the world. And this man will come and he will let you know what he said. He would let you know he will expose Satan, and that will create a falling away, and that will cause those that hear to fall away from Satan and to go with the righteous. Brothers and sisters, the scripture shared, and he read it, and he immediately shared the total opposite of the scriptures of what he just read. He shared that the man will come and the man would show Satan up, which will cause a falling away. Brothers and sisters, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. So he's telling you this man's come. He said the man is going to come first and show Satan up, and then the falling away is going to come. After he read the scripture to you, then he reversed it right in your face, like you wouldn't recognize what he's doing. But we're gonna point it out. Now he's explaining it that the man, the son of perdition, came first, and then the falling away came. It says, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away came first. What? Now this scripture is sharing that the falling away is when the messenger Elijah Muhammad was taken, and Louis Eugene Grounds, Louis Farrakahn, the chief demon, the hypocrite, him and Wallace tore down the nation, subsidized the nation, took the nation and started calling it the Balalians, and the nation was no more. So the nation fell away. That's the falling away. It was beheaded. The Nation of Islam was beheaded by the chief hypocrite that says this is their I'm gonna leave this up while we speak on this, because this is their, what they calling, defender. He's Mr. Defender, but he didn't defend the nation when he was left in charge. He was the mouthpiece of the messenger. The messenger set him in his seat. He was left. Did he defend the Nation of Islam, Mr. Defender? No, he let the wolf right in. He didn't care about the sheep. He let the wolf in, and him and the wolf tore this mantled the sheep. The sheep went astray all over. Caused thousands, not millions, of brothers and sisters their livelihoods. Thousands of brothers went back to the penitentiaries. They wasn't doing. They had no interaction with the Caucasian, with this system, because the nation of Elijah Muhammad had built a nation for them to participate in and to have everything that they needed, so that we as a people didn't have to use a Gona Bobo. We had everything for self. And in 42 years of wandering in the wilderness, since 1980, after the falling away in 75, after Lewis and Wallace beheaded, the son of perdition, it says, after the falling away, then and the man of sin is revealed. After the falling away, the man of sin was revealed. The son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all. Who is exalting theirself above all? He's taken every name in the scriptures. He's every character. He's Aaron. He's Peter. He's the Son of Man. He's the Messiah. He's Jesus. They have used every character in the scriptures, and he's all the characters. But he don't want who he is, and the coat that he can wear is the son of perdition. Lewis, Eugene Grounds, the chief demon, NOR backwards. Aaron of the scriptures that led the children to worshiping the golden calf, led the children of Israel astray, led the angels astray, had them worshiping the golden calf, took them into Scientology, saying you're bringing whites into the temple, that we ain't gonna separate. Now we're integrating with whites being in the temple. Yes, that's him. On Donahue, yes. The brothers don't know this as well. No, they don't. Because you just pulling this stuff out your butt. However, he exalts himself. He's the young God. He's the one that's going to lead you up out of here. How? When he got a space, he got a rocket jet in that wheelchair. He can't walk. He's every character. Read about Joshua. Read about the Son of Man. He don't have woolly hair. He's not black. He's not like burnt brass. He don't have the skin of burnt brass. He's a demon. So, look, we're going to get into it. We just reading, brothers and sisters, giving to you as simple as I can. And this is the one telling you, don't listen to, who are they credible? What kind of credibility? You listening to these, those on YouTube and Facebook, what kind of credibility do they have? The messenger had a 3rd grade education, and he wasn't brought up under this man's education. So he didn't have no qualifications, if you want to call it that. He was qualified. He was qualified by the God. He was raised up by the God, Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Qualification of this math, of this absolute, of these scriptures, of being taught the Injil. Nobody has you don't know what you're talking about. Who qualified you? Because you lying every time you open your mouth. Every time you open your mouth, you're lying. So, what qualifications do you have? You qualified by the chief demon? Or you got your degree. I forgot about that too. You're a degreer. You qualified by Bobo. Yeah. You and your Bobos. Yeah, Bobos. Let us keep it moving, brothers and sisters. We're gonna keep it moving. Hey, we're gonna keep it moving.
Their Jewish brothers, what were you all upset with Ye about again? See, this is why the scriptures call them the arch deceivers. Arch means the greatest or the chief or the top. So in Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, it says Satan deceiveth the whole world. And we don't want you to misunderstand, because we are not crazy. We are not myopic in view. We actually like Jews. But we want you to know that there are 2 kinds of Jews. There are those who study the Torah and follow the way of Moses. And then there are those who study a book called the Babylonian Talmud. And this Babylonian Talmud is a book written by their own hands. It is not divine revelation. It is those Jews who follow the Babylonian Talmud that we are referencing as far as the arch deceivers, the great liars, the ones who are pulling the wool over Black America's eyes and making us to fall out with our brothers Kanye and Kyrie and all of the other ones that they have labeled anti-Semitic, which is over 60, down the line of liberation freedom fighters. So the ones that follow the Torah, we love you all. There was a group of Jews, just to give some context, who followed the Torah. And they gave to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan a metal plate. And on this metal plate, it read, you are, these are Jews talking, the Messiah of the world. And to every human being who wants to be civilized. Then he signed it, your friend and admirer, Rabbi Shlomo Mordecai Hager. So some Jews got some sense, that's my point. So we have no problem with Jews who are truly striving in the name of righteousness and obedience to God. We take issue with those Talmudic Jews who raised the Talmud above the Torah. Right. Did you know, brothers and sisters, that in this Babylonian Talmud, it states that how Jesus, whom the Muslims love, and Jesus, whom the Christians love, they believe in this Talmud that Jesus should be boiled in hot excrement. That's right. That's feces. That's, excuse the language, doo-doo. So what type of mind are you operating with that you would want to see a righteous servant of God boiled in hot feces? But that's the type of material that is in their Babylonian Talmud. Those are the ones that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakahn is exposing and uncovering. And they are trying so hard to hide, and they desire this information to remain hidden. But as it says in the book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 20, for the bed is too short to stretch out on, and the covering so narrow that one cannot wrap itself in it. We are living in the time of the Messiah, and there is not enough fabric for them to continue covering and hiding themselves. Praise be to Allah.
So, once again, we're gonna they love the Jews. It's out of their own mouths. They love the Jews. It's two types of Jews. This Jew that they claim, that the Jew from 4,000 years ago, and the Jew from 2,000 years ago that Jesus spoke with. And this today's Jew that doesn't utilize the Torah. They have put the Babylonian Talmud over the Torah. And these, what they're trying to say, or what he's preferring to, is these agnostic Jews, these white Jews, so to say, what he's trying to say. So it's, in their mind, it's two different Jews. And they love one of them. They love one of them. But no, brothers and sisters, keep your mind on that. And we're going to move on to another part. And we're going to use this part. Hold up. First of all, before we even go there, he's sharing again that these Jews are deceptive, that these are the Jews that own show business. These are the Jews that own everything. The Jews got their hand in everything, in every part of the black man's every part of what the black man's culture, everything about the black man in America. The Jews have their hands in it. Well, what do you know? They didn't tell you after all of how the Jews had their hands in everything. Yes, they do. Everything. They've manipulated everything about the black man. The black man's culture, the schools, his what he watched, his the way he's looked at, his everything about the black man, the Jews represented. They own every piece of it. They get paid off of everything the black man do. They assisted. They're the ones that brought you over in the good ship Jesus. The Jews, the false Jews, let me say it like that. The false Jews are the ones that kidnapped you, brought you over here. However, when they're speaking about Farrakahn, the conman, they said the Jews got their hands in everything. You're right. The Jews got one of their own sitting in the seat, the son of perdition. As he said, the son of perdition, he's trying to cast them out. He's the son of perdition. And this is what he's saying is the exact same thing he was saying before. In the scripture that we had up previously. Now, give me a moment. So, you listen to him. He's saying that Lewis is trying to cast them out. He's trying to he's casting them out. So he's saying this brothers and sisters, listen, the son of perdition is trying to cast out or speaking bad about the other Jews. But when they saying the Jews, they didn't tell you that Lewis's fathers, his grandparents are white Jews, false Jews. So his dad, that makes his daddy a false Jew. Lewis is on, don't take my word, go look. Go get on YouTube. And Lewis says he loves Jewish music. He used to hear it when he was a child or whatever. He said that's what he said. And that he would love to do a service for both sides of his nature, both sides of his family, because he explained his grandparents and his father was Jews. They were Jews from Portuguese Jews. And his dad was a Portuguese Jew. And he said he would love to do a service that benefited both sides of his family. So, not only does the Jews have their hand in the show business and everything else of the black man, they have one of their own sitting in the seat. In the seat of the NOI is sitting a Jew, false Jew. that is deceiving, that the messenger said will be a hypocrite. Has he been a hypocrite? All the time. Has he rebuilt anything in the 42 years? No, he hasn't. Where is the nation? Last year, they was just building mines. Now this year, they're talking about their nation, that they need to produce something. 42 years of talk. 42 years of living off the people. Refuse to speak the Abrahamic covenant. Will tiptoe on the first from 12, 13, and 14. But that ain't what came in. Will not speak about the land because that infringes on his deal that he has with the Sunnis. Why he slow balls you with Sunnism. The Jews have their hands. He's compromised. Go look at, all you have to do is, they have it sitting in their face. The counter-tail program. The counter-pro. Everything that they wanted the nation to turn to, he's turned it. He's done it. He's every objective. He's cleared every objective that they had, that they wanted to make the nation. And you don't have no nation. You're not self-sufficient. You're not doing for self. You can't supply. Elijah Muhammad produced a self-sufficient nation in 42 years. That's not a nation what you see. That's a clown show. Liars and deceivers. Liars constantly lying. Now, you said the son of perdition, he's casting Satan out. So now he's cast. See, the son of perdition. See, he said this is like what he's saying now contradicts the scriptures. And he keep talking about the son of perdition, or this one that's going to cast them out. And then this man of sin. Now the man of sin is already present. Already present. And he's sitting in the seat. The son of perdition. The one who opposes and exalts himself above all. He exalts himself above all. That he's the Messiah. He's the Son of Man. He's Joshua. He's Aaron. He's Peter. He's the Messiah. He's name it. But for real, he's Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds. NOI backwards. The chief demon. His daddy is white. He keeps saying, you're not going nowhere. He refused to read the Abrahamic covenant. He keeps telling you you're not going nowhere. He's not defending you. No, he doesn't. All the time, he's accusing you of being lazy, accusing you of being a sinner, that's all he does. He's an accuser. Hey, that's all he does is accuse you and tell us we're not going nowhere. Act like he is bringing. Hold on, we gonna keep it right there before we get into that. Let's go to the next part. Let us keep it moving with Daniel Muhammad.
Their Jewish brothers, what were you all upset with Ye about again? See, this is why the scriptures call them the arch. Don't say anything about this. Remember, Moses 4,000 years ago, they're pointing at him saying, oh, we fulfilled that. And Jesus comes 2,000 years later. In John chapter 8, 2,000 years later, Jesus has a conversation with the Jews. And in John chapter 8, Jesus says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Listen to how the Jews responded to him 2,000 years after the time that they're saying they were enslaved. They say, we are Abraham's descendants and have never been in bondage to anyone. You say, Jesus, we will be made free? If Moses was 2,000 years older than Jesus, and they were alleged to have been enslaved during Moses' time, then why would they say to Jesus, we have never been enslaved to any man? Then in verse 37, it says, Jesus said, I know that you are Abraham's descendants, but you seek to kill me. Who do we want? I ain't gonna make y'all finish that. How do we want them? Whatever they said. They said dead, right? But Jesus said, I know that you are Abraham's descendants, but you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you. Then in verse 40, he says again, you seek to kill a man only because I told you the truth. And then in verses 42 through 44, he said, if God were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth from God, and I come from God. But you are of your father, the devil. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. See, they don't want to go down this rabbit hole and have this conversation with us because we will continue to expose them for who and what they really are. If you have yet to get these books,
So, brothers and sisters, not going into too much of what on our own. We're just utilizing the things that they've utilized and what they're saying. So with that, they love Jews, but there's two different kinds. But then again, they speak about the Jews from 400 years, 4,000 years ago. And then they bring you up to the Jews 2,000 years ago. The Jews that Jesus spoke with. So, if Jesus spoke with these Jews and they wanted to kill Jesus, and Jesus said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, they answered him, we are Abraham's descendants and have never been in bondage to anyone. how can you say you will be made free? So that's the question that they asked Jesus. However, we can get into this because Jesus shared with them that your father is the devil. The works of your father, you can't even understand me because you only understand your father the devil. So if Jesus spoke this way to those Torah following Jews, how would you love the Torah following Jews? And you're saying you're Muslims. Those that take Christians and Jews for friends, you're one of them. That's what so they're always quoting from the Quran, but they love the Jews. And then they come back and speak this way about the Jews from the scripture. They're reading the scripture to you, but they're telling you that they love them, and it's two different kinds. Explain those two different kinds when Jesus 2,000 years ago spoke directly to these Jews and shared with you from the synagogue of Satan, your father is the devil. They love the devil. They love the Jews. Did you hear that? But they think they so slick that they slip. They so slick, they slip and tell the truth on themselves every time. Bold-faced lie. Read these scriptures out to you and say, yeah, we love this. Jesus didn't love them. He didn't love the Torah. He told the ones that's reading the Torah that you're the devil. The messenger told you, hey, now, Father Flavor, he ain't no devil. This one here, the messenger that God shared with that their father's the devil. And the works of their fathers they will do. But these are the same brothers that speaks about letting the devil in the nation. These are the same ones that want to integrate with the devil. Want the devil, go let him in. Yeah, come to the temple. Come on in. And then sit up and say that when Lewis started, the messenger, when Lewis started letting it be known, no, we all got that knowledge. The messenger let us know that we're the true seed of Abraham. The messenger let us know that they're the false Jews. 1948, and up until that time, they were trash. The Germans was trying to get rid of them. after they wasn't, after the messenger started teaching us and giving the interpretation, the true interpretation, that we're living out Exodus, that we're living scriptures out, and we're the true seed of Abraham, and we're living these scriptures out, and had all the evidence and proof. That's when, to change that narrative, that's when Britain and America, the House of Saud, and these Muslim nations came together and set to keep that narrative down, and have attacked us in every way since. And is still attacking us, trying to keep you away from who you are, brothers and sisters. Trying to keep you from knowing who you are. Now they got one sitting, like he said, the Jews got them in every aspect. Yes, they got one sitting in the seat. His grandparents are Jews. Portuguese Jews. False Jews. His daddy is a white Portuguese Jew. Percival Clark. You can't we making up nothing. Nothing at all. And they say they love the Jews. They love, we hate the Jews. We hate these ones. But the ones you talking about you hate, Jesus hated them. The ones you saying you love, Jesus hated them. This ain't no difference. The real Jews is the black man and woman. Those are so-called Jews, call themselves Jews and are not. But you gonna try to act like it's a difference. Brothers and sisters, we're just giving you the truth. This is their own words. We love the Jews, the Torah ones, the ones that Jesus. This is the ones that try to kill Jesus. They didn't have no Talmud. They had the Torah. So again, another lie. This misleading, trying to use the scriptures and say whatever they want to say, put whatever with it, any kind of interpretation with it, that don't mean that they don't understand what none of it means. They ain't broke not one seal. Lewis ain't broke no seals, no nothing. Claiming that he's a defender. Lewis didn't claim, he told and keeps you informed of what's taking place. Don't speak on no parts of what's happening in the world today. When the plague was released in 2020, when COVID came out, 1619 to 2019, that was shared far in advance by the messenger of the covenant. What was taking place? That immediately after the 400 years, a plague will be released on Egypt that will kill the firstborn and will pass us over. 2020 Savior's Day, he didn't speak nothing about it. He didn't even know about COVID. He say he did. Oh, he didn't know. The world didn't know. He's a damn lie. The world knew in late December, coming into January. But he's supposed to be the Messiah, the prophet. He ain't warned you of nothing. 2020 Savior's Day, he's sitting up talking about Kobe. The lecture about his grandson and Kobe. And how his name is all this over in, well, what do you know? Saudi Arabia. How his name, how they respect him. Yeah, because you got your badge. Yeah. You got your badge on. They paying you. You trying to get everybody to worship Sunnism. The slow cookers are open enemies. Brothers and sisters, this is what the chief demon is doing. This is what he gonna do. And his imps sit up and keep misleading you, trying to get you to give you submitting your power, your will, trying to keep you away from your reward, from you going home, from us coming together. This is what they're doing. Easily. These are the words out of their mouth. I'm not adding nothing to it. I'm giving you the truth off of what they're sharing right out of their mouth and taking the lies and showing you the lies that they're sharing with you. So before I go any further, let us see what else we have on our plate. Then we're going to wrap this up. So another thing shared that in his own words, you have to go listen. That the messenger, he trying to, in his best messenger voice, that the messenger shared with Lewis that he's an angel. And then by the messenger sharing that, then he's not only, now Lewis is not only the son of man, Aaron, Joshua, Peter, the son of perdition. He's also Michael, about to go to war. However, let us read, and then we're going to close out. I'm going to close this out with this because, it's getting timely. And I think we've let them put their foot in their mouth enough. Their lies. So let us read this real quick. I'm going to take myself out the picture. Excuse me. And it shares. And occurred war in heaven. The Michael and the angel of him of the two war with the dragon. And the dragon warred, and the angels of it, and not it proved strong. Not but place was found of them, yet in the heaven, and was thrown the dragon, the great, the serpent, the archaic, the being called devil, and the Satan, the making to err, the being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. Now, he tried to use this verse to say Lewis was Michael, an angel. The messenger said he was an angel, so then he spins it, word of mouth, no proof, something that Lewis didn't share with them again that the messenger told him in private. But he's some angel. And then he spins it to Lewis is Michael, and he's about to go to war in heaven. And don't know zero what that means, as we've been sharing. Michael and his angels. And he said, that's Lewis and the brothers of the Nation of Islam. Michael is Master Farad Muhammad. The war in the Middle East, which is heaven, not some place out in the ether. Heaven is the Middle East, the land of Moses, the land of Northern Africa, Medina and all that. That's heaven. The Middle East is heaven. And it said that Michael and his angels and the angels of him of the to war with the dragon. So Michael and his angels are going to war with the dragon and his angels. And not it proved strong. So the dragon and its angels will not prevail. They will not prove strong. They will not, and it says, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven, and was thrown the dragon, the great, the serpent, the archaic, the being called devil and Satan, the making to err, the being inhabited whole, making it to err the nations, basically. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him was thrown. So he's speaking like this is speaking about Lewis. He's the archangel. He's an angel, and he's going away for a time. He's in reading chapter 12. I'm not even gonna go into chapter 12. I'm gonna take this because the message of the covenant um just thoroughly explained and went through chapter 12 a day on the 19th. What is that? The 18th. Just explained it. Put it like that. And he's been explaining it for the last couple of days before this buffoon gets up there trying to sound good with all these lies and trying to make Lewis Michael now. The archangel. He's going to go away for a time and come back again. And he's coming back with a sword and he's about to run off on the 20th of November. This is when you heard this. What he said right here. So when they say he's dead and what the flood is, they're gonna start persecuting. They're gonna flood it in. The flood is everything they're gonna be saying about him. No, that's what the scripture said that's gonna take place. He's gonna be publicly humiliated because he's a liar, and they gonna cast him out, his own. And then the devils is gonna cast him out. They don't want him. Yeah, they gonna uncover that. They gonna let it be known that he been working with them the whole time, the whole 42 years, 1980 to today, his 42-year period. He has been sitting. This is the Jew that's sitting among you, the son of perdition. This is the son of perdition sitting among you after the falling away. He's still trying to tell you they're falling away now. The scripture said, do not be fooled. Do not be deceived. But this is what they're trying to tell you. The falling away ain't even happened yet. Let them tell you. And it said the falling away will happen first. And then the son of perdition will show himself. So, Michael and his angels, as we've been saying, will be going to war with the dragon and his angels. This sign of Jonah is when this one, well, it's many signs, but to this sinful generation, they're waiting on a sign. And the sign that you can see as well is when this son of perdition, when he's kicked out or rejected, or this, that they're also waiting on a sign, which is I'm gonna gonna get too deep in it, because I want to bring this to a close. However, the son of perdition, he's not Michael. Michael and his name Michael is Master Farad Muhammad. And his two witnesses, Iran and Syria, will be going to war with the dragon, the House of Side. America and Britain, Gog and Magog, and false Israel. Michael and his angels are going to, that's what it's saying. They're going to remove the serpent. They're going to remove the devil. They're going to remove the dragon. They're going to kick them out the heaven. That's the Middle East. They're going to remove them from the Middle East. They're going to siege and destroy false Israel. That you will not find them there no more. That's what that's saying. That's what that's saying. And they will be thrown, the dragon, the great, the serpent, the archaic, the being called devil and Satan, to making to air and being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. All of them are getting removed from the heaven, from the Middle East. They're clearing the land, clearing our land off. And brothers and sisters, when you see that, they're going to immediately start attacking, killing all blacks. These things that you're watching, this is a sign to them and a sign to us what's taking place. This is abomination of desolation. It's also where we are. That's what this is also describing, the abomination of desolation. However, I'm getting too, I don't want to get off, this is not off the topic. However, I want you to just soak in what was shared on the NOI broadcast and what they try to tell you subliminal in your face is, don't listen to those on social media. Don't listen to the truth that's coming to you. We're the only ones that you should be listening to. Should be listening to nobody on social media, nothing like that. That's giving you truth, that's bagging it up, giving you mathematics, the truth, and the understanding of the scriptures, and sharing with you all the time, keeping you informed of what's taking place and when and how it's going to take place and what to do about it, what to look for. This is what they're claiming Lewis is supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be your defender. Excuse me. Let me. I'm gonna close this out. I wanna Okay, give me a second, Levites. Alright, here we are. So he's supposed to be your defender, supposed to let you know what's taking place far in advance. He's not telling you nothing. Giving you no understanding of the war that's imminent. Sharing with you about the war in the Middle East that's about to happen any day. He's not out telling you about these things, pulling our people together, getting us to unify and get prepared for what's about to take place. No, He's not telling you anything of the truth. He's trying to mislead you. Lying. Trying to tell you you're staying here. And he's the Messiah. He's the Messiah for all people. The messenger totally against the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Totally against the teachings of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Totally. Totally against the scriptures. Totally. And they refuse to read them. And then when they do read them, they sit up and immediately lie. Bold-faced lie right in front of your face like you didn't hear what they said. And every time I get up, I just point you straight to them. Listen to what they said. I don't have to make up anything. They're the ones always in defense. Trying to defend those lies. Defending Farrakahn. Because he ain't defending you. They defending him. Now switch it around. Farrakahn the Pretender being defended by his lion, his imps, his demons, his liars, those that are tied to him, that refuses of the truth, trying to keep the truth from you, brothers and sisters. However, I'll have to bring this to a close due to time, and the part of this that I really left out and was chapter 12, the whole, because the messenger of the covenant did extensive explanation of chapter 12. I'll just probably post that. And this is a clown show. They'll say anything that sounds good. They ain't got no proof, ain't got no understanding of anything. Nothing. Ain't giving you no understanding of what's taking place far in advance. Nothing. Lewis, the same talking about he told you about COVID. He told you don't take the jab. This brother ain't told you nothing. 7 months after the 7 months late, he comes out. First he got a mask on, telling you, said, I told you don't take this. Come on, man. He was shared, the message of the covenant shared with us in 2019 when it was coming about. So don't take nothing. It's the Passover. It's going to pass us over. So we don't take nothing. We don't do nothing. We're let it pass over us because it's a Passover. And he claimed, 7 months later, he claimed he had control of the virus. But it took his minister out. But he had control of it. But he kind of mask on, talking about he sent the virus down on Florida because of they was treating Cuba some kind of way. Just lying. Constantly lying. Go back and listen to the lie. What? Brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring this to a close. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the Warlord page. Um, we in it, brothers and sisters. That's all I can share. We days, moments, minutes away from this time of unprecedented trouble. And with that, I greet you as I came in greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.